Good morning. So, life after Watchtower. Now, we know that Watchtower's policies can be extremely damaging, and for some people, that has put them off the Bible completely. But then there are others of us which have stuck to the scriptures and recognized that Watchtower's policies do not always represent the scriptures. So, my belief in basic Bible doctrines is still that I cannot accept the Trinity, hellfire, the immortality of the soul. I am waiting for the kingdom to come. I do believe in the resurrection. But where do I go to find a religion that would go along with my viewpoints? Well, there might not be one. What we have to remember is that in the first century, the scribes and Pharisees had the true religion. If you didn't agree with what they were doing, there was nowhere you could go. You couldn't go to the Romans or the Greeks because their gods were awful and idolatry was rife. You just had to do what you could in the circumstances in which you found yourself. So I tried to stick to the scriptures and to keep my faith as strong as I can. As it says in Philippians 2 verse 12, we're told to work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. And that does take a little bit of effort. We need to give a little bit of time to the scriptures. Now, you've been asking questions about what I would do in certain circumstances, but what I'm saying is please do not follow me, because I will let you down. I will say things that you probably don't agree with, or so on and so forth. We work out our own salvation. However, because you are kindly watching this video, you have the right to know what I think about certain things. So, holidays then. I do not keep Christmas or birthdays. I can't go back to those. I look at the fruitage of Christmas and all I can see is anxiety. I have a lot of friends, Catholics, Methodists, and even atheists who keep Christmas, but they know that I don't, and they respect that. And we live amicably, I beg your pardon. But a lot of people get very anxious at that time of year. How are they going to afford it all? There's a lot of drunkenness in some situations which upsets family relations and so on and so forth. The fruitage is not good. So my suggestion, and it's only a suggestion, is if you want to get together with your family, do so, but preferably at some other time when there's not this pressure to buy a lot of presents which you can't afford. Make it a happy, relaxed occasion and keep your family together. Now, as to other questions that you've made, I would first of all like to get things in perspective. Life on this planet is terminal. As this present epidemic has shown, so many families are in grief at the moment. It's not good at all. As it says in the Psalms, our days are full of trouble and they pass by in the blink of an eye. Life on this planet is not what it should be at all. Now, we are facing at the moment a famine of biblical proportions. So we've been told. And thousands of people, children, are going to die as far as we can see. And that situation is awful to face. But what can we do about it? There's very little. The only answer for a real solution is the kingdom and for Jesus Christ to rule over this planet. And the hope of the resurrection is where we need to place our hope and keep praying for the kingdom and keep praying for these people that some relief will come for them. But you want to know my viewpoints on blood. I'm not going to go into it in great depth in this one. I'll continue in another video, but we might just have a quick look at what the witnesses teach. And we start in Genesis 9, and it's just after the flood, where God says to Noah that he can eat any of the vegetation on the planet. Good advice. But he also said that he could also eat meat, with this exception. Genesis 9:3. You must not eat flesh with life in it, that is to say, blood. This is a command given to our forefather. This is not a Jewish thing. Noah was not a Jew. The Mosaic law did expand on this and explained that the only use for blood was in sacrifice, that it was sacred, which is why the apostles repeated in Acts 15 that we were to keep from things offered to idols, from blood, from things which has been strangled, and from fornication. So we each need to work out our own salvation here. Would I eat a black pudding or game which has still got the blood in it? No, I wouldn't. Would I take a blood transfusion? No, I wouldn't. But please do not follow me. Should a person be disfellowshipped for taking a blood transfusion? That I'm going to discuss in the next video. I don't want to give you too much, but one interesting thing I will tell you. This is the heme molecule, and I will be discussing it in the next video. But I'm going to put some video suggestions for you to look at, so that you look at all sides of this story, not just one, and then you can make a rounded out judgment. I'll put that in the comments. Thank you for watching.